The Rose Press Enhancements for Writers collection includes tea. And I fell in love with this particular tea and brand of tea. It's called Teabloom. And it uses actual flowers and green tea leaves that are stitched together in a very ingenious way. This is what it looks like prior to hot water being put into the teapot. This is a Teabloom teapot because you can see it bloom. So what you do is you pour in hot water and you let it steep for 5 to 10 minutes. And I thought you might enjoy watching the process. Let's see if I can get a good sight here. Watching the process. There we go. So the steam in the teapot will dissipate, and you'll be able to see the tea bloom begin to open up, to flower in front of your eyes, I hope. And I just love this as a real thing. You can drink it. You can drink it as part of your writing ritual. You can make yourself a cup of tea and know that this is a way to bring yourself closer to the kind of deeply listening consciousness where you can receive from your own being whatever it is that's yours to receive in the process of writing. You certainly can do this without making tea, and you certainly can do this without making flowering tea. But hopefully this will actually show. Let me go closer to the, there we go. And now the lens is fogged. Okay, well, I'll back up. Hopefully it will work. Despite the fact that you can indeed write your book without making tea, this might be a lovely way to open the door to it before you start writing. It also could be after. So there are many kinds of teas. I'll also be offering some herbal teas that I'll put together myself. Teabloom is a company that I like very much and I've affiliated with because I think it's so valuable to cherish yourself in the act of writing. I mean all the time, really, but that writing can be one of the things that you begin to associate with really paying close and caring attention to yourself, to how you are, to what arises in you, and to what begins to flower. And I think that the term flower is not only relevant because part of my name is flower, a flower, but because this really is the organic approach to writing that I have discovered and given a name to, of writing from the deeper self. That is to say, it's there. It needs your conscious attention. It needs your intention. It needs your time. And it needs you. It doesn't happen without you. But at the same time, it's a flowering. It's not a forcing. It's not a pushing. It's not a making things up. It's adding the right mix of generally invisible ingredients to open up what's in you so that you see it, you feel it, you're connected to it, and you bring it forth as you write. So because I really want to make writing as not only enjoyable, but as something that you look forward to as possible, I am including this tea. Now, let's see. Ooh, you can begin to see, I hope. I see a little color there. So the problem is when I get really close with my digital camera, it begins to get a little steamy. But look, can you see that? Something is beginning to open up. Before it was this bud, granted a bud that was put together by human beings, gathering, after the flowers and the leaves had been gathered, they're sewn up into a ball with some kind of thread that's safe to put into water that you drink. And now-ish, that ball is unfurling, unfolding, and looking more and more like a flower. Again, I'm going to go on top of get an aerial view and see what we can see, but as soon as I do that, it gets a little steamy. So I'm going to go back to the side. The steam will leave the lens, and hopefully you will be able to see there. Isn't that lovely? And isn't it nice that this is not just a visual provocateur of awe, that things do open up and become beautiful, and things in you can open up and show their beauty to you. But it also can be drunk and is good for you. So let me tell you what this particular unfurling flower of tea includes. This one has green tea leaves, jasmine flower, marigold flower, globe amaranth flower, and chrysanthemum flower. And each tea flower, this being one, can be steeped 3 times. That's right, you can keep it in the refrigerator and reuse it 3 more times. And I think I forgot to do this. This teapot, which I got from Teabloom, has a lid. Of course it does. And that contains the steam. So now it should be a bit easier to see. So, yeah, they have a variety of flavors. They're all based on green tea, which is good for you. And they also have various teapots. And this is one that I got from them. I thought it was lovely. You have to boil the water separately in a teapot that can work over a flame. And then once that water is hot, you pour it in. And you saw me do that. And they also have, I will show you, they also have this insert which can go into the teapot in case you want to use loose tea. And that loose tea can be bought from them or from anybody, even from me with the herbal teas that I'm putting together. So it's a really nice thing to do for yourself, and it can become part of your writing routine, ritual, before you start writing, after you start writing, as a thank you to yourself for having completed whatever you completed. And yes, there we go. I hope you can see it. It's really lovely, and it can be yours. Thank you. This is Naomi Rose, encouraging your flowering, encouraging you to drink tea as part of your writing ritual.